George Kittle and Talanoa Hufanga. Certainly seems that George is going to play based on the way that he talked in the locker room. Here you go.
My thoughts? Well, you know what? I think as a team, they've really, I'm a huge fan of their head coach and, the system he built last year. And you could tell by the end of the year, they all kind of bought into his system and the way that they were playing. And they were significantly better at the end of the year than they were at the start. So, they've taken steps to being a good team. Other than this year, they beat the crap out of the Rams early on. And then they go, and they had a tough one last week against the Commanders. But, they're a good team who has very talented players. Kyler Murray's incredible. Just the way he plays quarterback, the way that you have to, really keep him in the pocket, don't let him use his legs, but he also can throw the ball 60 yards on the line. He's a very talented player, and so their offense has a bunch of problems. James Conner's a really good running back. They have Marvin Harrison Jr., so they have a really good offense. And then their defense is super confusing. Buda Baker's still, in my opinion, one of the best safeties in the NFL by far. And it's the way they use their three safeties, and it looks like they're playing cover 5, but then they rotate guys, they blitz guys, they make it very confusing. It's hard to target. So they're a tough team to play against, and it's a division rival too. So we've seen each other a bunch. It's going to be a good challenge for us, but I like our game plan, and I think we have a good one coming for us.
Well, we're almost seeing before our very eyes, and you could speak to this as well as anybody, that ball that brought Purdy through the back of the end zone to you, perfect spot. You were the only guy who really had a chance to make that catch. But I thought the one where he rolled out to his left and threw back to his right, and it was kind of a low throw. It was to you, I believe, and he kind of picked it up. What are you seeing about his development? I mean, is it time that people can stop saying system quarterback and Mr. Irrelevant and all that kind of crap?
I saw a good one. I occasionally check Twitter. I saw a good one. It was Brock leads the league in air yards, but, we're 31st in yak, which is not really usual for the 49ers, so we obviously have to be better at yak, but he's obviously delivering when he needs to deliver. And it's really fun seeing him make all these plays with his legs, because that just gives us a whole different dimension of 49er football, because we run the ball really well, we throw the ball well, but when he's out there, scurrying around, it makes it
snap into another divisional game 4 days after Sunday.
It's one game at a time. I'm focused on the Arizona Cardinals right now, Vern.
Thank you, Bill Belichick. You're
Let me ask the question another way. What's the challenge of focusing on this game, knowing you have another one 4 days away?
The biggest thing is just making sure your body is as good as it can be, because when we played on Sunday, you're playing 3 games in 12 days, and that's a lot of football. So what Coach Shanahan has always preached since I've been in the league, and it took me a while to understand that, was sleep's your most important thing. So hey guys, try not to stay up late playing NBA 2K. Please go to sleep at a good time, get your body maintenance in, get off your feet as much as possible, watch as much film as possible, and just be ready for this game, because as soon as the game's over, the way that next week's going to hit you with the information and everything, it's if you're not ready for it, you're going to fall so far behind, and it's just you're not going to be ready for it, and then that's how you don't play well on Thursday. So we're focused on this one, but just be ready to get going quickly next week.
When you watched the film of your touchdown catch,
yes.
what did you like best about it, other than obviously finishing the catch?
What did I like best about it?
When you were watching it,
Landing in bounds was my favorite. That was probably because I knew
how tight you were.
No, I did see it on the way down. I was like, I'm gonna land in bounds on this, so that is really fun. So I was smiling on my way down and laughing. So that was pretty fun for me.
Did it almost happen in slow motion while it was going on?
It does every time. It's always in slow motion. It's always a fun thing. Yes.
It's now being pictures on T-shirts at the NFL. So.
Is it? They didn't tell me that. I hopefully. That'd be nice.
George will not being made or exactly.
Where were you at?
I was talking to Chris Fraser.
Oh, that's worth it.
He said to tell you hi. So.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right. Ask him next time what God's play is.
God's play?
Yeah, okay. On a football field.
I'll do that. Lots being made just that you guys, yak-wise, aren't where you usually are. You're still obviously very productive and just in kind of a different way. Is there anything you put your finger on for why that is?
I think the teams that we've played currently so far are teams that are bend up, don't break, so they keep everything in front of them. And so it's hard to get past them all the time. So you have to do a lot of short things in front. I think teams are doing a really good job they're very aware of our team and the threats that we have. And I think they're just doing a really good job about playing really tight and not, getting 2 or 3 guys in every ball carrier. But there's plays out there that we've had an opportunity to make yak on. I think our guys, Debo, Ayuk, myself, Mason, Juice, we do a good job of breaking tackles, and maybe we haven't broken as many tackles as we should. So, I don't think it's all on our team, but we have individual guys that can play a little bit better, and I think we're going to continue to play better. But I think it'll open up, and I think we'll just keep getting into football shape and like that football conditioning, and we'll eventually get that back.
I think you guys have had like double the amount of dropbacks with the other team rushing just 3 or even fewer. Is that part of what you're talking about? Like you're seeing more
There's
like
just a lot,
mucking
yeah.
up the middle of the field kind of stuff?
It's just like there's not a lot of true like one-on-ones. Like these teams are dropping 7, 8, and then whenever you catch a football, there's 2 guys on, and so like there's an opportunity like you drop 7, you can fall 4 for 5 yards, but there's not as much cover 1, cover 0 that are going against us. So like guys that catch the ball, break 1 tackle, and Debo's run 75 yards to the house. But that'll come.
George, what did Buda Baker look like in the Washington game?
Say again?
What did Buda Baker look like to you in the Washington game?
Which come in. He went to Washington, so I was like, "He's talking college ball right now." Jeez Louise. I was like, I don't, no idea. They are in the Big Ten now, so I could place a friendly wager, I guess. You know, every time I see Buda play, like I'm a huge fan of his game. He never slows down. He hits everybody. I mean, the times that like the last couple times the Cardinals have beaten us, he goes for 15 to 20 tackles. And so the game plan is don't let Buda make every tackle and make the other team make the rest of the players beat us.
And beef was last year, I think it was.
Oh yeah, nah.
Did you ever figure out what his issue was?
Man, I think it's just competitive nature. At the end of the day, you know, when you go back and look at the film, we're competitive. We go against each other. You know, it's my 3rd year going against. Last year was my 3rd year going against him. So I don't see the beef there. I think it was just something for us just to go at. But you know, I'm not going in there with any harsh feelings or anything. I'm just ready to play ball.
Do you expect a big dose of him in this game for them to lean on the running game a lot?
Oh, definitely. If you look at the games that they've been successful in, for the most part, you know, they really run the ball really well. And so they run heavy. They try to get to 30 to 40 attempts. And so, you know, our job is to limit those attempts. And if we can, that's our goal. So.
What do you think of Malik Mustafa's performance?
Oh, it was amazing. Oh, that man Malik, he'd be flying around. Y'all see how he hit the lineman. We thought that was one of the coolest things in the world. Just his energy, the way he's been a sponge. He really absorbs a lot of knowledge, and so that's the really cool thing. And all the questions he asked and stuff. So really excited for him when he got his op. He went in there and just made the most of it.
I was going to ask you, what is he like in the room, in the film room?
He understands everything. Pretty quiet, but if you get to know him really well, like that's the cool part. Like, you know, I've gotten to, you know, since he first came out here, that was one of the guys that I reached out to immediately. Like, you know, come to my house, come hang out, do whatever you gotta do. Like, make sure he knows he's far away from home too. So I understand that as a young kid just coming into the league, like he understands what he does. But in the film room, he gets the job done. So, but he's quiet. But if you get to know him, he's really funny.
2022 was your big breakout year, but you know, talking about Malik as a rookie, what happened in 2021? What did the defense and the team do well to integrate you into the defense that year to set the table for you to be as good as you were in 2022?
Definitely, there was a lot of like the dime package. D'Amico put me in, and so it was funny because my rookie year I learned like 4 different positions. So it's like coming in is like that's where they say like they put a lot on my plate early on. For me to just learn, and if I can learn it and be successful with it, they understood when I go to my one safety spot, you should be pretty smart when it comes to those things. But that's where I really had to take my step at that young age, and it helped me really understand the defense. So going into my 2nd year, I understood like who's supposed to be in what gap, what's supposed to happen, where are the weakness parts of the defense and stuff like that. And so that was where I think they set me up right in 2021 for sure.
A lot of talk has been about Kyler Murray, but at some point you're going to run into James Conner. What kind of problem does he present?
Big bruiser, big back, can get downhill quick, very elusive. I think that's one thing he's been doing a lot this year really well. Once he gets to that 2nd level, he's making guys miss. And so definitely got to get him on the ground. I think it's going to be a hell of a game, hell of a competitor. I'm just excited to play against him.
There's been a lot of attention on the defensive line this year. Part of it due to injury, part of it I know they didn't play a couple times up to their standards. Now they get 6 sacks last week. How does that help you guys in the secondary? I know you weren't playing last week, but when they're doing their job, how does that help you guys?
Definitely, you know, for us, it's, you know, there's a timer out there, you know, and so, you know, if they can get to the quarterback as quick as possible, if we can cover for just an extra second so they can get back and get home, that's what we want to do in the back end. But definitely up front, guys that are stepping up. You know, Sam Mo came in big time last week, creating turnovers and stuff like that. That's stuff that we want and what we need, and at all 3 levels it counts. So just excited that we're playing good defense as a unit. For sure.
How did your body respond from the first game back, and just how you feel?
It felt good, honestly. It was actually, I surprised myself how many plays I played because they told me to go out there and I was on a rep, not really a rep count, but like whenever I felt like I needed to take off, I had to come out a couple times, but I played over 50 snaps, which caught me off guard, but I went out there and felt good, yeah.
you address Kyler Murray and as a linebacker or a defensive back and get caught in that no man's land where you think he's going to run and come up, and then all of a sudden he throws one over you. But that kind of unique kind of challenge, what does he present to you personally?
Definitely, I think a lot of guys in the league, when you got the dual threat mentality, guys like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and stuff like that, you have to go into this game with the mindset that he has at any point he can run. And so you got to treat him like a receiver, a DB running, not running back running, sorry. But at the end of the day, you can throw it over your head too. I think his baseball arm, and he's throwing that thing as far as he can. So we just got to get him down and create turnovers when we have an opportunity.
Anything else?